This is Electric Universe Geology Earth News. These are the book cliffs all along here. As you drive along the highway, you can see the layers of all the different geological layers. That's why they call them the book cliffs. And I've discussed them before. There's four, just in this general region of Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming, there's 4 trillion barrels of oil and 800 million tons of coal. The coal's actually in the book cliffs, this fairly smaller area than where all the oil is. I'll show you a picture down here. This is Mount Garfield. I'll go to a photograph of that right now. This is Mount Garfield. It's the sort of a southeast corner of the book cliffs. Farther south, there's still a little bit of stuff to the east of this, but it's the southernmost point pretty much. And this down here is shale, this smooth area, and these layers have coal and shale and all sorts of other materials in layers that trend to the north very distinctly. I drove by here in 2008 and I saw all these patterns and I thought they looked electrical. And I said to myself, someday you might understand this stuff. Many years later, I think I'm starting to, but it's still a work in progress. These areas are interesting right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. This stuff doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no water available to erode this. What I think happened is that electricity came along and took off the southern end of this formation, and it affected the southern end of many of these formations going north. And it ripped it out, made dust out of it, and in some cases molten dust, and then the dust blew downwind and covered areas with either dirt or molten dirt. This is east of Mount Garfield. It's by Palisades. It shows all the layers, shale, coal, and these trend to the north. This one's interesting because this is at the top and it trends more towards the east, different than these. As if these were created, this is sitting up on top, just dry, just above a flood, a massive flood. This is where the Colorado, Green River, and Gunnison rivers all come together. And this seems to be a different direction, but it does seem to have shale and coal in it. So it looks like the wind was blowing from right to left here, and from the camera, away from the camera here. Maybe the case, maybe not, but I can't think of any other explanation. The idea of this folding like this, of the entire area folding up so that the southern end lifts up, but then on the very top, the left-hand side lifts up. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't seem logical. It seems incredibly illogical. My thinking now is that the vortex over 4 corners and the ability to remove material swept through here, eating into this side and removing much of the area underneath of the formations. This could be fluvial erosion, but I think it might be electrical. It's hard to say for sure, and I wasn't there, but it's interesting looking, and the layers are certainly interesting looking. This is looking pretty much straight down from an airplane, and you can see the removal of material. Again, could be electrical, could be fluvial. It's hard to say for sure. This is now looking towards the southwest. You can see that the formations trend to the left, and these are the flat areas on the top, and these are the cliffs. So it looks different when you look in the opposite direction. There's a pass with a small dirt road going through it. And at the very, very top of the pass, you find this. This looks like it was melted, and this looks like it didn't get melted nearly as much. So this was able to erode, and this wasn't able to erode. And then back here you have stuff that looks burnt, as if something came through from south to north. To the right would be south, to the left would be north. Something came through and seems to have burned this and melted this. So I think these are all little clues that something electrical happened in this neck of the woods. This is a slightly different angle showing the thickness of the melted material and the darkness of whatever it was that did this. I think it was probably something with heat. Again, I'm prejudiced, so I'm guessing electrical heat. This is a shot that I showed earlier. It's north of Price, Utah, and it shows the layers of coal and shale and all the other different types of minerals. So I'll have links underneath of the video with many of these images, reports about the oil and the coal, and I'll try to get some standard explanations for the book cliffs, the normal geology explanations for you to go over. Thanks very much.